What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another build video. Today we're going to take a look at a build for Axton the Commando, and I may just call this like Explosive Trooper Axton or something. I was originally going to call it Heavy Trooper Axton because it's built around launchers and grenades mostly. That's the main theme of it. And I just kind of realized it would be better to integrate it into sort of an explosive build as well. So I think I will go ahead and call it just like Explosive Trooper Axton. Now this is a pretty common setup for Axton, but it is one that I did want to cover. I haven't covered it on my channel yet, so like I said, I did just want to go ahead and do that here. And yeah, we'll just go ahead and take a look at the gear here. So we got the peak opener here. Now the great thing about this is, not only is it just a great weapon, but the child grenades are actually explosive. So the explosive relic will benefit that, which will be really nice. Now we got the sword explosion here as well. I've wanted to do a build with this for a while. This is a very good shotgun. Now, often in the past I talk about how, for the most part, you really do not need specific parts on your weapons. But of course, again, with these shotguns with a really low projectile count, you really do need the vertical grip. It will make a big difference. So when you're farming this, just make sure you get that vertical grip. The like, grip itself doesn't really matter as much, but just keep an eye out. Make sure you can get that vertical grip, because it'll go from having one projectile to 3 projectiles, right? So do keep an eye out for that. Now the Unicorn Explosion is actually an upgraded version of the Sword Explosion. It deals more damage. But, you know, some people don't like it because the Unicorn Explosion has like more visual pollution. And it feels like the projectiles are bigger too. It feels like it's harder to get them all to land on an enemy. So, you know, the Sword Explosion is still very good. Now, the Carnage is also really good. I might swap to this a bit just to show it. The same thing applies to the Carnage. It really needs the vertical grip. I'll just be using a slag pin for slagging. And now we've got a creamer here. Now, not only will this be explosive, it will heal us. And it's one of the highest DPS launchers in the game if you can sweet spot with it. So you see when you shoot, it explodes and creates 2 other rockets. So if you can time that distance properly, you can deal a ton of damage. A little bit hard to do, but yeah, we'll see about that. Now also, the Bada Boom would also work really well too. The thing is, I wanted launchers that had great single shot damage, so their ammo would go further, you know? So the Bada Boom and the Creamer are both great for that. And they can both be explosive, you know? Stuff like the World Burn is really good, but it's locked to fire. And yeah, of course, the Creamer will heal you. I don't know if I mentioned that. All Moxie weapons will heal you. So being a Moxie weapon, it will, you know, get that healing going, which will be really nice. Is just a crazy good weapon, you know. Now I am going to be using the Big Boom Blaster just to get us some extra rocket and grenade procs back, because the way this shield works is whenever it drops a booster, when you pick the booster back up, you get 1 rocket and 1 grenade ammo back, which is really nice. Now we're going to run an explosive fastball, so it'll benefit from this explosive relic here. Now the thing is, of course, you would be better off to element match. So you can see we get 96 million damage when boosted by the explosive relic, and then 118 million damage when not boosted by the explosive relic with the fire fastball. But the thing is, the explosive relic will be the explosive fastball will be more consistent. You know, we'll be able to use it on armored enemies, shock enemies, and flesh enemies, and like Captain Flynt himself. Whereas if we were going for element matching, we would have to constantly be swapping and stuff. And again, that would be more efficient, but this will be good enough. You know, Axton has great damage with grenades, so we can simplify our gameplay loop this way. Shields resist explosive damage by 20%, but other than that, you know, it's going to be more consistent than fire. So again, it will not be the most damage, but it will be plenty good enough. Just running the Expert Grenadier here. This is just the best class mod for a build like this. The Legendary Soldier would be really good too. But guys, I am going to focus on making some other builds around his other class mods. But again, I did want to cover this build. It's a very fun, effective way to play Axton, and like I said, I hadn't really visited it yet, so I did want to go ahead and cover it. And then again, the Explosive Relic, this will benefit the Explosive Fastball, the Creamer, the Sword Explosion, again, the Child Grenades from the Peak Opener, so this will all be really good. Now, these are some, ammo-hungry weapons. The Fastball, the Creamer, they're not ammo-hungry, but they don't have a huge ammo pool. And then, like, the Peak Opener is ammo-hungry. So we may run out of ammo kind of quickly, but we've got multiple weapon types to cycle through if we do run out, you know. We've got the Assault Rifle, the Shotgun, the Launcher, the Fastball, so yeah, we'll make it work just fine. And this is a pretty easy way to play. You don't really need to go for crits or anything, so it's just kind of a fun way if you want to just turn your brain off and melt some enemies. And if you are enjoying this video and you would like to see more build videos, do consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. That is after I take a look at the skills. I almost forgot about the skills. But yeah, we'll just take a quick look here. Again, we will have the grenade damage from the Expert Grenadier here, and then +5 to steady, +4 to impact, and +4 to Grenadier. So we'll get 8 extra grenades with Grenadier here, which will be really nice. I did go ahead and spec into Scorched Earth. Since, like, Scorched Earth is a good skill, it's just, it kind of creates a lot of visual pollution and stuff, so sometimes I skip it. But I'm not really going to be needing to go for crits with this build so much, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. And I'm pretty sure they deal explosive damage. I might be wrong about that, but other than that, yeah, I put 1 point in impact to activate the class mod, and then 4 in expertise for the bonuses here. Kill Metal Storm, when this is up, we'll have some nice fire rate and recoil reduction here. 10 total points in steady, which will be really nice for this build. Obviously, Do or Die and Battlefront will give us some grenade damage bonuses as well. Now over here, Preparation is really good. Like, again, guys, you got to be managing your health. Preparation and Able will be good for that. And again, we'll have the Creamer if we need more health management. And for Healthy, I usually skip Healthy if I'm not using the Legendary Soldier. So I'm going to go ahead. I'll have Pressure here. So we'll get the bonuses from it whenever if our health does get down. It's just that with the Creamer, it's going to be really easy to get my health back up. So I didn't really want to take Healthy. Maybe you could move him to Last Ditch Effort. You could make an argument for basically any 3 of these skills, but, you know, for a bit of variety, I'll go ahead and take Pressure here. The Big Boom Blaster is not the most defensive shield either, so we'll get some bonuses there as well. And then 4 points in Quick Charge, 1 point in Phalanx Shield. You guys know I like to take Phalanx Shield, just because it's nice to have some portable cover if you're in a pinch. 5 points in Resourceful. We really need this because we don't have any other cooldown. Then Grim will obviously help with our survivability, and we'll have Gemini and Double Up for our double slag turrets. No bar, and we'll go ahead and get started here. Like I said, this is a pretty fun build if you're just wanting to kind of not have to go for crits and stuff. I mean, look at that. Holy crap, man. Nice. Oh. Absolutely beautiful. I've referenced this a few times in the past, but there is this bug that Alpha told me about. You guys, if you have seen some of my past videos, when it comes to Boom Boom down here, whenever you enter the arena, oh, look how quickly they died, nice. If you enter the arena while jumping, for some reason it messes up their AI, and they won't get into Big Bertha. Just took him out, no problem. Took him out, no problem. So I'm going to try to take advantage of that. Like I said, I'm going to be jumping when I get down there. And we'll try to kill Boom before he gets into Big Bertha. Oh, God. Oh, God. I was a little too slow on the draw there. But we'll be able to get back up easily. You can see I one-shot that guy because I got the sweet spot distance right. Should be about right here. Yep, nice. You do get this weapon from completing the Creature Slaughter. Nice, yeah, I really like the Creamer. Super good damage, healing is nice, and just a beautiful weapon skin. So if these guys are going to be picking at us... Okay, they de-aggroed. Alright, so here we go. Like I said, we're going to enter this arena while jumping, and this should prevent Boom from getting in Big Bertha. Why? Because gearbox reasons. Unless he's already in it. Did I mess up? For some reason, sometimes he's like already over there. Where is he? Okay, he's like frozen right here, but you can see his name is Big Bertha. Come on, can I take him out first? Come on, come on, come on. But yeah, I don't know, really weird bug. But yeah, credit to Alpha for telling me about that. We'll go ahead and take him out. So see, the explosive fastball, it's good enough to kill these guys, and it's more consistent. Nice. Oh, be careful not to run into your own attacks there. And now guys, do remember, you can pick up this stuff off the ground to get ammo back. But yeah, I've been wanting to get back to doing some build videos. I'm going to try to build up a big playlist of them. I actually had a thought about doing a massive experimental video. And what I was going to do was, I was going to do one giant video that had 10 Zero builds, 10 Maya builds, and 10 Axton builds. And I was going to showcase, you know, hundreds of different weapons, or at least 101 different weapons. And then I could title it something like, OP10 has a ton of build diversity and a ton of weapon diversity, or something, you know, something like that. But the thing is, that would be a very horrible approach. The algorithm, like the retention would be horrible on a video that long. And it just wouldn't, it would make more sense to separate it out into smaller videos, you know. But I did think about doing that. Now, oh, I didn't throw my other turret. But the thing is, I can just make a playlist and it'll have the same effect, but it'll get better views, you know. Oh god, oh god. Try to get our health back up here. So see, I don't think that guy was slagged and I was still able to get back above health gate. So the creamer is really nice. And take him out. Fastball, nice. Yeah, again, this is a very effective and very easy way to play Axton. Like, I see some people say that, like, they know Zero is strong, but, like, they don't always feel in the mood to play him because you have to be, like, more cautious and stuff. But this is a build that is super effective and, like, very easy to use. You know, you don't really have to be that locked in. Alright, let's get our, we got two of these scavengers up here, so let's be careful. Get our health back up. Yeah, scavengers are pretty damn tanky. Missed the sweet spot there. So see, we got all these boosters to get our ammo back. It'll be very nice. Nice. Yeah, the fastball is also great. Again, when you're in a bad spot where an enemy has a direct line of sight on you, you can just go ahead and take them out. Oh, I downed myself. I'm gonna die from that. It's okay, Garnet. Just remember, death has no consequences. In most circumstances. Yeah, if I had been focusing better, I could have. All right, whatever. Moving on. Don't dwell. Don't dwell. All right, there we go. Yeah, you see, very effective build. See, the thing is, like, whenever I'm not playing well, I feel like I need to, like, I'm not showcasing the weapons and the builds good enough, you know. So then it's like in my head that I need to redo it. But you know, it's fine. Very, very good damage there, as you can see. Now, what is the Kerblaster? Damn it, I couldn't think of its damn name. The Kerblaster is obviously not as good as the Peak Opener, but it's viable. I have covered the Kerblaster if you would like to check out my video of it. I think it's my least viewed video ever, weirdly. So this guy's using cover. Be smart, be like that guy. Use cover, guys. Missed the sweet spot there. There we go, nice. But yeah, with the Big Boom Blaster and with weighted drops and ammo pickups, we should be able to maintain our grenade usage throughout here. And I didn't realize this, but a subscriber did inform me recently that the cutoff for getting weighted drops is 40%. So, like, if you have the max grenade SDU, which is 10, if you have 4 grenades left, you will start getting weighted drops. Let's get them slagged up, and then I'll dump the Peak Opener over there. Nice. Yeah, again, very effective, very fun build. Again, a great build for if you just want to relax and not have to worry about critical hits or anything. But yeah, I'm so used to using cover that it's like hard for me to not do it. I've done it so much, my brain is like it taught me to do it subconsciously. And whenever I did that Maya build with the kinetic reflection being boosted to 11 points, I was actually having a hard time showcasing it because I'm so used to, you know, using cover. And if you guys didn't see that build, whenever Maya boosts her kinetic reflection skill to 11 points, she will actually be healed from bullets, which is really nice. And so you're literally immortal to bullet damage. More than immortal, it'll actually heal you. You gotta still be careful for like grenades and like melee attacks and stuff, but yeah, I was having a hard time actually showcasing it because I was just so used to staying in cover. But yeah, we're just melting these guys. And I think there's a scavenger right here. Yep. Nice. Barrel patrol. Alright, and see, we have an ironclad right here, so... Well, if I can slag it... Oh, holy crap! How was he not slagging? But yeah, almost took him out with a single fastball there, even though we didn't have the element matching bonus. So yeah, again, it's going to be less consistent, but it's still... Or, excuse me, it's more consistent, but it's just less effective than element matching, but, you know, it's still plenty good enough. Yeah, I mean, we're just destroying these guys. Honestly, I wonder, I could probably make like a pure grenade build and literally only use grenades. Maybe I'll throw that on here and do that as well. You could just use your relic for grenade ammo and with weighted drops and stuff and the Big Boom Blaster, yeah, you'd be fine. As long as you don't whiff them, I'm kind of bad to whiff them. Not athletic enough, I suppose. Yeah, so again, this thing does chew through ammo, but where we have so many different weapon types with this build, it shouldn't be a problem. This should be very good for Captain Flynt as well. I believe shock is the best element to use against him. Actually, maybe explosive. I'm not 100% sure about that. Yeah, barely been using my rocket launchers either, so let's, nice. Yeah, the missile pods, they deal pretty good damage when they can actually hit the enemies. Sometimes they have kind of a hard time doing that. Nice. Nice. Just having a little bit of a hard time seeing those guys. Yeah, that was too far, but this is good for getting your health back up even when enemies are behind cover and stuff. So I missed an enemy, I'm surrounded. So I'm taking extra damage now. Really sloppy play. So see if we can just fastball them and get back up. And it doesn't matter if they down us again. We'll just keep getting back up. Oh, grit proc there for us. Nice. Yeah, so see there's an enemy over there that had a line of sight on me that I didn't realize, and that is why I got down there. So yeah, I mean, we just keep getting grenades back. Alright, so we got our ammo. We'll go ahead and head on down in here. Shouldn't have any problems at all taking him out. Man, I can't believe I died again. I don't know what the hell's going on with me. Nice. Boom. Boom. So let's see what it does to him. Oh my gosh, wow. Yeah, he doesn't stand a chance. Boom. So yeah, fastball, very good weapon for him. Obviously, Axton is going to be able to use it the most effectively, but I'm sure it would deal pretty good damage from the other characters as well. Nice. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention. You can throw the fastball while you have the creamer equipped, and you'll easily get your health back up, you know. And we got these boosters dropping everywhere. So yeah, as you can see, very effective build, very fun build. Okay guys, so a little bit of a change in plans. So I did the Captain Flynt run, and it went really well. I died once because I made a silly mistake, but like the build was super effective there. And what I decided to do was just kind of go ahead and run here through the wildlife preserve, because it's been a long time since I've done a build here. And this build will be very good here, because a lot of these enemies are kind of like tricky and hard to crit. So this build will be really effective here, right? So I think I'll show maybe some highlights from that run, or maybe I'll show them both. But yeah, I do want to go ahead and run through here, because again, it's been a long time since I've done it, and this build is going to be really good here. If I can freaking hit these guys. I'm spamming them because I'm just going to go buy more from the ammo vendor, so I don't really care if I miss. But yeah, it's been a long time since I've done a build through here. The last time I did was a melee zero build. But yeah, a build like this, again, is going to be really effective for dealing with a lot of the like animal creature type enemies who move around fast and are hard to crit and stuff. Now, for Son of Mothrak, actually, this might be a bit of a problem. Well, I'll have the fastball and the big boom blaster for getting ammo back. Let's see what we can do to this rabid stalker here. Very nice, yeah. Well, I'm just going to run past these guys. They aren't really hard to avoid or anything. But yeah, I will have the creamer and the fastball for Son of Mothrak, so shouldn't be too much of an issue there. Knock on wood. Alright, we'll go ahead and fight these guys here so we don't get overwhelmed. Boom, take him out. So again, even though we don't have that element matching bonus, we're still able to take them out fast. Nice. 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 Boom. He survived, but missile pods finished him off. So let's not get surrounded, actually. That was not great to run down into the middle of stuff here. Oh, he's spinning his arm, so I guess I need to get him to stop doing that. Oh, oh, I guess it hit that barrel or whatever instead of hitting him. Can we survive this? Oh. Grit saved us there. Another thing, I don't know if I mentioned this before, you can throw the fastball while you have the creamer out to get your health back up, you know. So that's nice. Nice. And with weighted drops and ammo pickups and the big boom blaster and stuff, we should be able to get our grenades back up pretty easily. Yeah, they're dropping grenades for us. I also can't remember if I mentioned it yet, but one of my subscribers told me about this. I didn't realize this, but the exact number that you need for a weighted drop is 40% of your ammo. So for example, if you have the max grenade SDUs, you'll be at 10 grenades. And so you would start getting weighted drops once you hit 4 grenades remaining. But yeah, this build easily took on the section with Captain Flynt. But I died once because I basically made a really bad mistake. Oh god. I thought that I killed an enemy at the same time as he downed me, and I thought there were no enemies around, but I realized that I just didn't aggro them, so I ended up bleeding out whenever I had an enemy that I could have easily taken out. So we got an ultimate badass loader here, so let's be careful. Try to thin out some of these other enemies before I move forward here. At that distance was probably pushing it with the creamer, yeah. Oh god, what? Dude literally spawned right on top of me. Alright, so now we'll go ahead and try to take him out. He's gonna be... These guys are super, super tanky. Some of the tankiest enemies in the game. But I mean, honestly, the fastball did work on him. Nice. Go try the sword explosion. Nice. Again, you do want the vertical grip on that. Pick that up for ammo as well. Okay, got a lot of enemies here. Nice. Oh, take him out before he moves. Ah. Alright, I'm getting a little bit overwhelmed here. Oh, I shot the freaking... Nice. Alright, yeah, let's make intelligent use of cover here. Can I hit him before he goes? Nice. Alright, so we got one more enemy left over here. Nope, there's more spawning. Oh, and they're trying to slag me. Oh god, run away, run away, run away. Fastball, get our health back up, take him out. Nice. Let's see if we can dump the peak opener on him from back here. Nice. Yeah, so we have a lot of like ammo inefficient weapons, but since we have so many different weapon types, we should be okay. Nice. Might be pushing it at this range. Oh, nope, took him out easily. Nice. Oh, they just keep... There's so many of these dudes spawning. Holy crap. Boom. Yeah, I might just run past some of these guys, because this is going to take a long time to get through this if I fight every single enemy that spawns. Alright, let's be careful here. Nice, didn't even need to slag him or match elements, just took him out with the explosive fastball. Pick that up, get some ammo back. Yeah, I think with the fastballs, we should be able to take out Son of Mothrak, and if not, we'll have the creamer, and if that still can't do it, we'll have the sword explosion. Might be a bit tricky, but we'll see. So again, a lot of these enemies are easy to run past, but I'm just going to fight them for a second just to show that the build can, you know. Again, very good build for these types of tricky enemies. It would be good for like the, what do you call it, the witch doctors and stuff as well. But I did that recently. I've done Axton through there as well already. Now, if you were going to fight the area with Jackenstein, this build would not be the best. You would need some kind of sniper rifle. Sniper rifles are the best for Jackenstein, basically. Man, this guy's tanky as hell. Holy shit. He's one of the tankiest enemies I fought. I cannot see. Got our health back up, though. Alright. But yeah, for Jackenstein, like Vladov snipers are the best, in my opinion. So I would try to take something like that with you for that fight. Alright, I got a bunch of enemies here. Again, I may not fight every single enemy. Yeah, I'll probably, actually, I'll kill these guys and then I'll head on because we'll have to fight the loaders to progress that one area, so... Yeah, we'll go ahead. The rest of the optional enemies we're just going to run past. And yeah, guys, I stopped uploading the save files for these because I wasn't sure if people were downloading them. But, you know, just request it. I'll upload the save files for download upon request now. So as far as I know, Google Drive does not tell you how many people have downloaded a file. Now, if you do want to farm the loot midgets here, you can enter the annex here. Oh, by the way, completing this is how you get the creamer. You have to complete the final round of this to get it. But yeah, you can exit this way and then you will spawn here on your next run. Usually, sometimes there's like a bug that happens, I think. Can you hit him if he's spinning his arms? Now, since I'm near an ammo vent, oh god. Yeah, anytime you're near an ammo vendor, you can just let stuff rip. So that's why I'm being so aggressive here with my grenades. Oh, seriously? Gosh. Ah. Boom. So we'll just take these guys out and I'll buy more grenades. Nice. Yeah, the wildlife preserve, it has a lot of enemies, but most of the mobbing sections here are optional. This is one of the few, you know, forced mobbing sequences here. Oh, I think I got hit by my sword explosion. So yeah, you do have to be careful of that. Whiffed my fastball. Also have the peak opener here. Nice. Yeah, I have covered the Kerblaster if you would like to check that out. I think it's actually my least viewed video. But yeah, the Kerblaster's pretty good, but obviously the peak opener is much better. The Kerblaster's viable, but the peak opener is a tier 1 weapon. You can throw it on like lots of different situations and it'll excel. You know, good for mobbing, good for bossing. Its only downside is ammo consumption, but I would still consider it a tier 1 weapon just because of the insane damage it can pump out. Alright, let's try to take these guys out before they get me. Whiffed my fastball because he got knocked around. Yeah, I knew I was going to get down there. That's okay. Again, we can just fastball an enemy to easily get back up. Alright, we got the ultimate badass stalker here. Nice, took him out easily. Now, I think if you don't clear all the enemies out here, I think you're not guaranteed to get all of the loot midgets. It seems like if you rush past here and leave enemies alive, you don't always get them all. Now, I'm not sure if that's confirmed, but that has happened to me a lot. So let me know what you guys think about that. We'll just go ahead and finish these guys off before we head on here. Again, peak opener, yeah, will drop off a bit if an enemy's moving. Will you stop moving, dude? Why? Oh, he's not slagged. I thought he was slagged. Is he? Is he slagged? I can't tell. I don't know why this just looks like the John Wick of loaders. Alright, so we have most of the enemies cleared here. We'll get our boosters here for our ammo and stuff. Alright, we'll go ahead and take him out. Oh, seriously? Alright, get this guy to aggro on our turrets. Let's be careful here. Boom. 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 Yeah, I'll try to save my fastballs, actually. Had the distance a little bit off there. But yeah, now I think we'll be guaranteed, or we'll be more likely to get all 4 of the loot midgets to spawn. Which I don't... Oh no, you know what? I think on this save file, the Doctor's Orders quest is complete. So I don't know if they'll even spawn, actually. We'll open them and see. Yeah, they are not spawning. Oh well. Oh wait, we got one. I do not want to get... Okay, this is not good. I don't think he dropped anything. Yeah, he didn't drop anything. Yeah, like I said, we're just gonna move on to the next forced mobbing section. Alright, so at this point we will have to fight some enemies to progress here. Now this is pretty similar to a Torg Allegiance Axton build, but the Torg Allegiance relic I don't think can roll with damage, so in a lot of those situations I do actually prefer the explosive relic. And we also have the explosive fastball, which is not Torg. And also if you're using like the bada boom, the explosive bada boom, that's bandit, so like the Torg Allegiance relic would not benefit it obviously, but the explosive relic will. But yeah, again, I did want to cover this build because it is so effective and it's so good for dealing with awkward enemies and stuff. So got a Rabid Skag. Oh, he dodged my attack and nice, got him though. Yeah, this thing does great damage when you can sweet spot with it, and to have the healing is just so nice. Plus, it does just have a really good weapon skin. Boom, take him out. All right, we got an ultimate badass skag here. One of the tankiest enemies in the game. Gosh, look at that. Man, that's insane. Took all of our fastballs, but we got him. Okay, now these guys are spawning. Let's throw our turrets down here. If they'll slag, we should be able to chew them up. Oh, even they didn't slag and we still took them out. Nice. So we will have access to another ammo vendor. Wait, do we? Oh no, I shouldn't have wasted all my ammo. We don't get another ammo vendor before the boss, do we? I don't think we do. So I'm gonna have to be... Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna have to think about how to do this. Hey, that is almost the shield you need. What are the parts on it? Oh, is that one part off? And it needs to be white rarity? I'm not 100% sure. For the zero, you know, glass tank setup. That's what I was referring to there. But yeah, you know what? I'm gonna swap to my magic missile here. I'm not going to use my grenades. I'm gonna do that just so I regen grenades so that I have them for the boss fight. For some reason, I had convinced myself that you have access to an ammo vendor before you fight Son of Mothrak, but I don't think you do, so... I made a mistake wasting all of that stuff. So we're going to try to take out these guys with the peak opener and stuff. Because the peak opener, it's not really going to be good for a flying enemy, I don't think. There you go. So hopefully between ammo pickups, the magic missile, and the big boom blaster, we can get our grenades back up before we get to the boss. Obviously another thing you can do for rocket launchers is you can bring in absorb shield and like a Logan's gun. And that, you know, that's a fine strategy, but I'm just trying to show that you don't have to do that. But of course that would allow you to be very spammy with your rockets and stuff. We got another ultimate badass loader. Man, this is crazy to get so many of them. Yeah, this is not ideal. Try to sweet spot. Come on, come on. Oh god, be careful, be careful. Get our health back up. I missed the sweet spot there, but we almost got him. I mean, these guys are just insanely tough and durable. There we go, almost downed each other. That could have been another death. That was very close. Alright, but yeah, we've almost got all of our grenades back. Yeah, so I probably need to rely on the peak opener and the sword explosion mostly if I'm going to rely on my grenades and my rocket launcher to try to deal with Son of Mothrak. Get him slagged up. Nice. Yeah, the Unicorn Explosion does actually deal more damage than the Sword Explosion. It's not listed on the item card. The way they did it was the projectiles of the Unicorn, I think they deal like 150% base damage or something. It's something like confusing, weird and confusing like that. Should be able to just carpet bomb a bunch of these guys. Let's be careful here. Yep, retreat, retreat, because they got some long range crap coming at me. So for this, I'm okay with burning through all my ammo here because I won't really be able to use the peak opener for Son of Mothrak. Come on. I guess I'm just not hitting them right. There we go, finally. Oh my gosh, seriously? How is this dude not dying? Holy shit! That was crazy. Okay, so we're getting a lot of drops here. This is good, this is good. Alright, so we have maxed our grenades back out, so that'll be really good. We're pretty much to the boss fight now. Okay, one more mobbing section here. I may just run past it. We'll go ahead and take him out. If he will stop spinning his arms, that would be very polite. Try to lead our shots a bit here. Yeah, when these guys are walking forward, the peak opener is obviously not going to be able to land all of its damage on them. And these guys are irritating the hell out of me in this run, man. I'm trying to save my more important weapons here. Because again, you have to go a very long stretch here without access to an ammo vendor. I mean, there's a ton of ammo crates here, so I should be okay, but I'm trying to conserve my ammo, so I did get down there because I didn't want to use my goodies up. Alright, last guy, I think. You just fastball him. We'll swap back to the magic missile just to regen that last grenade back while we hunt for some rocket ammo. We got most of our rockets, but not all of them. But again, guys, this is why I don't boss in my weapon reviews, because again, bossing is more about having a good build and playing well. Another loot midget. Let's see if we actually get a drop this time. Just unload on him with the peak opener here. Which again, the child grenades do benefit from the explosive relic. And he did not drop anything either, so that's awesome. And do always remember you can pick up these to get ammo back. Alright, yeah, we'll have Son of Mothrak here. Hopefully I can take him out with my fastballs and my creamer. I think fire is the best damage type for him. So we could swap over. Where is he? Oh, there he is. We could swap over to a fire fastball, but I'm just going to keep the explosive one again because I said I wouldn't, be swapping and stuff. So I may actually not. Oh my god, wow. Yeah, fastball just melted him. Holy shit. Damn, I didn't expect it to be that strong. Come on. Oh, and you know what? Since the creamer has those extra projectiles, it's probably going to be pretty good for him. Did he die? No, not yet. So he's really weak, but he will not actually come over here. It's like game developers who can't do underwater levels, but they insist on doing them, so they're just clunky and unfun. I mean, I'm hesitant to even kill him because I don't want his loot to go out of bounds. Maybe we'll get something out of these chests. Oh, we got something. Oh, hey, a legendary soldier. Nice. Hell yeah. All right, guys, so I decided to do a peak run here. You know my whole spiel here. I will let myself use a more meta version of a build on the peak after doing, a less meta version off the peak. And I haven't done an Axton peak run in a long time, but what is more meta than the sham fleet? That's right. We're going to be sham fleeting today, guys. I know the day has come. I'm going to do a sham fleeting build with Axton. But, I haven't done a peak build with him in a while. And, he's good with launchers too. I mean, pretty much every character is going to be able to sham fleet effectively. But Axton has got, extra rocket power and stuff. So we'll go ahead and get started here. And, I'm going to be regenning ammo with the Logan's gun if I need to. We'll also have the peak opener and the easy mode. When you use the peak opener and the easy mode together, you get increased damage on the peak opener, and you get like 2 minutes and fight for your life or something. I'll be element matching and stuff this time. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started here. Again, it's been a while since I've done a peak run with Axton, so we'll just go ahead and get started here. And I make my criticisms of the peak in like every video, so I'll try to stop that. But overall, I do think the peak is a bit too punishing. I think there's just too many tanky enemies. And, stuff like Dukino's mom, the double Saturns. But, I talk about that in like every peak run, so I'll try to avoid doing that. See if I can pin this guy before he moves. Oh wait, that was the wrong way. But we still got him. So we got a bunch of surveyors here. Maybe they will track over here to these guys. Oh god, jeez. Yeah, those guys are pretty tanky. So we can get our health back up with our creamer and fastball still. Try to get that guy before he digs underground. I really do not like that they can do that. Okay, I did get him, yeah. So this guy's pretty damn dangerous, so this guy might be a bit of a problem for us. See, if he'll come in a straight line, I can try to fastball him. There we go, nice. Try to get this guy while he's here as well. Nice. Now, hopefully, we actually get a Dukino's mom spawn with minions. Like literally the last 5 times I've done this, she is not spawning with minions. I just don't understand what's going on. Let's strip their shields. And again, you cannot gain an element matching bonus on these guys because they are not true flesh enemies, which is kind of annoying. But you can see we're still at almost max ammo, not quite. But obviously, I mean, the top Nias would work here too. If you cannot get a Norfleet, the top Nias would work too. They will, obviously the DPS is going to be worse, but but you know, they consume reduced ammo per shot and stuff, so that it would still work here. Obviously, the one and only downside to the Norfleet is how much ammo it consumes. It consumes 3 ammo per shot, meaning that even when you have max SDUs, you only get 11 shots. And since we are able to regen our ammo, we're going to be able to work around that limitation. I've also brought a magic missile with me, which I can swap to regen grenades if I need to. And I can throw grenades while I have my creamer out to keep my health up. Oh, did I show the skills and stuff? I did swap over to a legendary soldier. Just take a quick look at the skills here. We will also have Grim and stuff, so Grim is very nice for raiding. So I think this is going to be the constructor spawn, right? Yeah, overall for raiding, I do feel like Axton is in the bottom 2 raiders. It's between him and Maya, but the thing is not Grim, why do I keep calling it Grim? That's Zero's shield skill, it's Grit. Grit is really good for survivability. And obviously, where death is really punishing on Digistruct Peak, it's just going to be very nice to have that, right? I don't think constructors can be slagged. Very tanky boy, as you can see. Come on, come on. But yeah, I do feel like Axton, again, it's not that he's bad at raiding. Like, every character in this game can raid. It's just, in my opinion, Salvador's the best, obviously, because he's just a walking glitch. It's hard to even rank Salvador's legitimate raiding ability. Like, Zero can raid really effectively, legitimately, but Salvador, you can't even really spec into his skills without doing a glitch, so... But anyway, yeah, overall, I would consider Salvador to be the best, and then Zero would be second best. Zero, like, guys, I've done a lot of challenge runs. Earlier, when I made my channel, I was focusing a lot on doing grade boss challenge runs, and I did a bunch with Zero. I soloed Terramorphous, Pete, and who else was it? Hatterax with OP0 gear on OP10. Now, by the way, the Scorches take a little bit more damage from shock, so we will swap over to a shock bone and a shock fastball. But I did a bunch of challenge runs. I've done a whole bunch. I've done most of them with Zero, but I've done some with Axton as well, and Maya as well. Oh, shot the wrong one. Whoops. So, well, the problem here is these guys might rush me, and I might end up downing myself, so let's be really careful. I mean, look at how tanky they are. I'm sorry, that's just ridiculous. For the freaking Norfleet to be doing that much damage, that's just insane. But yeah, I beat the dragons with a whole bunch of different shields in my Zero video where I farmed them. I beat them with the Cradle, the WTF shield, so much stuff. Oh god, don't get too close. All kinds of stuff. But yeah, I've done a lot of raid boss challenge runs. But the thing is, and I just say that to explain Zero's prowess, Zero is so good at raiding and doing it legitimately. Again, Salvador can do it with glitches, Zero can do it legitimately. But, you know, I would consider Zero to be second because Critical Ascension is just that good. He doesn't really need specific gear. Obviously, the Lyuda is the best, but even like non-unique Vladoff snipers will work and stuff. He also has the glass tank setup, which is where you can use, you know, a turtle shield and a survivor comm to basically constantly have your health regen up above health gate. So he's just got so many options. And then I would consider Krieg to be third place. I used to underestimate his raiding ability until some subscribers informed me about it, and I checked out some other videos. Krieg is really good at raiding as well. And then I would probably consider Gage fourth place just because she has Anarchy. And with max stacking Anarchy, obviously it's kind of awkward, but it does give her some really good raiding potential. At least compared to Axton and Maya. Now again, I've done raiding videos with Axton and Maya as well, if you want to check those out. They are plenty competent at raiding. They just aren't as good as the other characters in my opinion. And obviously, before the OP10 update, Axton could insta-kill Hyperius and Veracitus with Tediore chucks, which was really good. Now he can't do that anymore because of their glitched health, which is unfortunate, but I mean, he can still do a lot of damage to them though, which is still some nice utility. I think this means we get no minions. Oh god. Now, again, Axton and Maya, they're both better at raiding than people think. Just because, you know, raiding is generally not as hard as people make it out to be overall. Now, that said, I do agree, as I always say, I always try to point out that I do agree with a lot of criticisms about the raiding in this game. I do think raiding is overall too hard, but, you know, you definitely don't have to use glitches. And it's more like there's a pretty wide variety of difficulty, like stuff like Pete, Hatterax, Vermivorous, Promerax, they just take a little bit of practice and you can do them consistently. I should not have... I want to save my turret for when Dukino spawns. So I shouldn't have done that. Ah, come on. But also, for Digistruct Peak, Mai is really good. Mai is one of the best characters to run the Peak with. And I feel... Okay, so yeah, we got no minions. This is awesome. She literally has not spawned with minions in like... I couldn't tell you the last time she did. It's been literally like 6 or 7 runs in a row. I'm not going to use a Grog Nozzle, though. I'm not going to resort to that. I'd rather just die. But if you've seen my past videos, I do let myself B-Hawk her and the double Saturns. I have runs not doing it, but since I got, you know, 1 run up, I do allow myself to do it now, just for these 2 sections. And again, it's just the shock balls. All she has to do is decide to shock ball and she wins. But if you would like to see me beat this without doing the without using the B, I've done 1 run with Mai and Axton each. I've got several runs with Zero because Zero doesn't really need it as much. But yeah, man, I just hate Dukino's mom so bad. I've seen people debate whether she can be slagged or not. From my testing, she was not getting slagged. Oh, see, shock ball, I'm dead. Yep, I'm dead. Unless Grit saves me. So ridiculous, man. And then you end up giving up attack turns because you're too nervous to attack. Oh my god, that's so ridiculous. Oh my god. If I can just get her to aggro on the turrets. Yeah, I should have brought that rogue comm, or not his rogue comm, his alignment comm that boosts Grit. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, I don't know, like I tested it and she wasn't getting slagged, but then people said she just doesn't have a slag model and that she sheds slag really quickly. Come on. Almost got her. Gotta be wary of the shock balls though. Again, I'm just so afraid of getting hit by them that I end up wasting attack turns. Yeah, gotta be careful. I'm just gonna wait for my turrets to come back. See, she's doing it again! Such bullshit. But yeah, I always try to be clear that I do agree with a lot of the criticisms around raiding in this game. Like, to me, in Borderlands 2, raiding is too hard, but the... Oh, why aren't you attacking my turrets? No! I don't think those will reach me. Yeah, in Borderlands 2, the raiding is too hard, but the regular game is good. So we can pick these grenades up to get some grenade ammo back. Alright, so thank God we made it through her. Now I just have to not mess this up. I don't understand why she won't spawn with minions anymore. Like, it's literally been, like, close to 10 runs since she spawned with minions. I don't understand. And then the Black Queens are really tanky as well. Come on. Let's not run out into the middle of these guys. I mean, if I get downed, I'm probably going to be okay, but I just would prefer to be careful. Alright, so we got a surveyor here. Who is this over here? Is it 2 surveyors? I don't know. For some reason, this guy is not coming down here. What is he doing? Oh, there he is. He didn't die from that, seriously. Did he still not die? Yeah, he did. It's a different enemy spawning. Oh, God. Yeah, let's not get killed by this guy. Almost got him. There we go. But yeah, Grit. Oh, so see, like these guys, they're just ridiculously tanky. But Grit is super good for raiding. And it does activate more often than you would think, because essentially, basically, it's kind of deceptive. Like you would, originally I did not like this skill because I thought, okay, great, a 1 in 5 chance to not, you know, die. That's just not good enough. Oh God, oh God. Okay, that was very close. But yeah, Grit will often proc more than you expect because, like, I think every damage instance that happens, it has a chance to activate. And so it can go off on like crazy chains and stuff. And it can even activate even if you're above health gate. So like Grit can literally activate even when you wouldn't actually have died, which is just crazy. All right, so we got them spawning here. See if we can get them to aggro on the turrets here. Yeah, this section is also pretty tedious because they're just so tanky. Come on, come on. Yeah, I mean, that's insanity. But for Digistruct Peak, I feel, so I only play Zero, Axton, and Maya. Sometimes people ask why I don't play it, or why I don't do like runs with other characters. I just don't play the other characters. I might eventually. But of the 3 characters that I play, I do feel Axton is the most limited on the Peak. It's not that he's bad. I mean, especially with his meta setups, he can tear the Peak up easily. But for Zero and Maya, I have more builds of them doing the Peak just because, again, I feel they're more suited for it, so I can make more stuff work. Like I said, I think I've got about 4 builds for each of them. Oh god, be careful, be careful. No, 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 no. Oh god. Yeah, you just got to be so careful here. I might need to get my ammo back up here in a second. I'm just going to wait for the turrets. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. Oh god, oh god. Yeah, let's, okay, we've almost got one of them here. Yeah, they're just too tanky, man. That's ridiculous. So I'm gonna have to get my ammo back. I would like to finish him first. Especially while I've got my Battlefront bonus up. And again, it's not that Axton is bad at the Peak. It's like I said, he just doesn't have as many options as Zero and Maya. So I need to regen my ammo here. So again, I'm not proud to be shamfleeting, but like I said, it's been a long time since I've done an Axton run. And I used the build without shamfleeting on the other 2 runs I did, so, you know, I'm okay with it. You know, and people tend to suggest that Gage is like the only character that can shamfleet. I guess you could argue she's the best, but other characters can do it efficiently too. But yeah, you could survive like Dukino's mom. You could survive a lot of situations more easily if you ran a Grog Nozzle or a Moxie weapon, but I just don't like using Moxie weapons, so I usually avoid it. I thought he was facing the other direction. That's kind of unfortunate. Well, are they going to stop over here? Damn, we got another ultimate badass loader. Those guys are like so tanky. Yeah, again, the top Neos would work, but they are going to have less overall DPS. Obviously, Hyperius is the easiest way to get the Norfleet. It does also drop, of course, from... I might just have to get a second wind here. There we go. It does also drop from Vermi, but Vermi is really hard to spawn. The easiest way to spawn Vermi is the... I think it's the final wave of the second round of the creature slaughter. There's a guaranteed ultimate badass Varkid, and that has a 10% chance to turn into Vermi. What is this guy doing? Here we go. And you can use that method to farm 1 Norfleet. If you can just dashboard. If you kill him and he doesn't drop a Norfleet, you can dashboard. But, you know, once you get 1 Norfleet, you will not be able to use that method. Unless you read-only farm. I don't use read-only farming, though. Oh god. So our biggest threat now is going to be the Assassin's Arena, so as long as I can survive there, I should be okay. And now with this setup specifically, that arena should be a bit easier. But we'll see. Nice. Alright, we got our boneheads all over here. Okay, let's let this come over. Let this one come over here and we'll take him out. Yeah, guys, you got to avoid allowing a whole bunch of enemies to have a line of sight on you. That is the easiest way to die. And like I've always said, the easiest way to survive is to have good situational awareness, good positioning, a good awareness of where threats are. Not to just rely on a super tanky shield. Your shield basically should be used, like obviously cover. You've got cover and strafing to help you survive. Your shield should basically be used in combination with those 2 things to progress. It shouldn't be your plan to just tank a bunch of hits with it, you know. Unless... Oh, no, 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 no! Oh, God, that was close. Unless you have a character who is really tanky, like by virtue of their skills, you know, such as Ma, because not only does she have great healing, she has the ability to frequently disrupt mobs with Converge and stuff. So, you know, I complained basically every peak run about the loot being underleveled and crap. That's just so ridiculous, man. Again, you're doing one of the hardest challenges in this series, OP10 Digistruct Peak, and then freaking gear can drop below level, and then it also doesn't have an element, which is just awesome. It looks like the other ones didn't drop one. Nice. Let's go ahead and regen our ammo back here, though. And here we go. All right, pretty easy enemies so far. All right, now we got a Mercy. Oh, we got 2 Mercies. Get this other one slagged up here. Maybe we'll get an Infinity, an actual one that we can keep. I got one last time, but it was underleveled and had no accessory. Most legendaries are guaranteed to have an accessory, but there are some exceptions. Like the Infinity, if it rolls with a magazine accessory, it just won't have an accessory. And, you know, it seems like it would be better to just remove that accessory from its pull, from his pull. Is that a pitchfork? You see what I mean? OP8. If it was OP10, it would be decent, but yeah, that's... I mean, it's usable when it's underleveled. It's just annoying that gear can even drop below your level, you know? But yeah, for Zero and Ma, I do have lots of ideas for peak runs for them. But just like I said, Axton, I do feel like outside of his meta setups, he's a bit more limited compared to them. And take these guys out, and then we'll prepare for the Assassin's Arena, which is typically the hardest part. Either that or Dukino's mom, of course. But yeah, I am going to make that UVHM guide soon. And I'll probably highlight a lot of comments and try to show that they're not true. So we got all of them spawning at once. This is going to be horrible. Oh my god. I'll have to use the... Oh, I'm dead already. I'm dead. I'm not going to be able to get back up from this, I don't think. Maybe. Alright, that was... Okay. Yeah, let's get to safety here. This pop can give you some safety. You know what? I actually think shock is better for them anyway, but I'm not sure. Alright, well, they're aggroed on the turrets. But yeah, like recently on the Borderlands 2 subreddit, I stopped visiting it, but with... I want to highlight some comments there during my guide to, like, address the misinformation and stuff in the community. But there was somebody who was... I mean, there's so much on there, but I let myself check it again, and, like, one of the first posts I saw was, like, somebody saying that Zero sucked with assault rifles. And again, guys, they're not talking about rating. They're talking about the base game, like base UVHM. And Zero is incredibly good with assault rifles. I've got so many Zero reviews on OP10 with assault rifles, showing just how good they are. But, you know, again, it's just another popular piece of misinformation. And, like, I guess it's logical to think, well, a lot of ARs have reduced crit modifiers, so... Zero's the crit character, he must be bad with assault rifles. And they just, either they don't test it themselves, or I don't know, they just take someone else's word for it. Zero is good with, again, basically everything. And again, they were talking about base UVHM. I don't know if anything sucks in base UVHM. I think it's, you know, just a case of people don't understand how to build properly and stuff. And like I've always said, it is an issue, like the game doesn't really... The first 2 playthroughs are so easy, they don't really teach you even the basics of the game. And then by the time people hit Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, it just seems like they aren't even willing to try to improve. But for me, that's all I want out of the maximum Borderlands difficulty. I just want a difficulty that encourages me to use all the tools at my disposal, to have a good understanding of my character, to not, you know, just be able to run out into the middle of a bunch of enemies and face tank stuff. And I just think a lot of Borderlands players hate that style of difficulty, even if it's, you know, reserved for the max difficulty. But that's how I can make so many weapons and builds work on OP10. Oh my god, that was horrible. Aw, seriously? Oh my god! There we go, geez. Because, you know, I build intelligently. I understand my character's strengths. I use cover wisely. I go for crits. And this is just a lot of stuff, match elements, you know, but this is just a lot of stuff you don't have to do earlier on in the game, you know. But we'll see. Maybe Borderlands 4 can find a way to, you know, make all players happy. Maybe it can find a way to be easy enough for the people who want an easier experience, and then have some sort of optional difficulty that is more challenging. Maybe they can find a way to do that without pissing people off. You know, no matter what you do, you're going to piss somebody off. Like, if the maximum difficulty is too easy, you're going to piss off people like me who want it to be challenging enough to force you to get good. And if you make it, you know, hard enough that you do have to get good to do well, you're going to piss off most Borderlands players. And this is like, whenever it comes to the loot that a raid boss should have, some people get mad if, like, all the best loot in the game is locked behind raid bosses. But on the other hand, if the raid bosses don't have the best loot, other players will get mad at that, right? So, again, you're always going to upset someone no matter what you do. So, again, this is another tactic that I really hate about the peak here. Gearbox, it seems like they are trying to draw you down here when you kill the last enemy, so the double Saturns will spawn. Pretty much every time you do this, at least one straggler remains down there, and if you kill it, then you'll spawn and you'll be stuck by the freaking Saturns. So again, that is just, see, that's such bullshit, you know? So I'm very critical of stuff like this in this game. Again, I try to be more fair and nuanced about my criticisms. But yeah, a lot of the raiding criticisms I do agree with. It's just the non-raid content is just nowhere near as difficult as this community makes it out to be. Again, it's just the fact that you have to get good to do well. But, you know, I've given this spiel over and over again, so I'm not going to do that again right now. But yeah, you guys, again, like I said, I will allow myself to B-Hawk the Saturns and the Duquino's mom because they just suck so bad. If you would like to see my Axton run where I did without it, it was a TNT Axton build. I will link to that. Like I said, I've also done one run with my on here that did not use the B-Shield. It was a Hyperion Allegiance build. I've done several Zero builds because, again, Zero is just better at the peak. He doesn't really need the B-Shield even for these bosses. Yeah, I mean, the Saturns, I guess, aren't even hard. They're just boring time wasters. Okay, so you still gotta be careful. I'll probably just speed up this part. About to kill the first one. There we go, nice. Another thing is ammo is so expensive on OP10. You can actually, if you run out of money, you can just be basically soft-locked here. Now, Axton is nice for this section because you can keep throwing your turrets down there and they will stay aggroed on them. Sometimes they will actually push you past here and you'll have to retreat over to the arena. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Oh, see, you still have to be very careful, guys. So yeah, again, there are plenty of fair criticisms of this game. It's just the community is often making unfair, unreasonable, verifiably false criticisms. I'll probably talk about this in the UVHM guide, but part of the reason I love Borderlands 2 so much is because of the difficulty. It creates such a high skill ceiling. You've got to manage all of these different things. You have to have a good understanding of your character. You've got to be considering elements. You've got to think about how to use all of your weapon slots in your grenade slot. And, you know, enemies are punishing. You got to take them out quickly. You've got to be careful. And even slag. I love slag. You've got to, again, you've got to incorporate it into your build using, you know, your character skills or your gear slots. And even it in and of itself increases the skill gaps, or the skill ceiling, I should say, because, you know, a really skilled player can slag multiple enemies and quickly take them out, especially if they're using an effective build and using their skills wisely and stuff. Whereas a lower skilled player might just meander around, slag one enemy at a time, swap off, and then they're not as good at the game, so they don't know how to build, and they don't go for crits and stuff, and it takes them forever to kill enemies, so they end up feeling like slag is super punishing. So it's just it's an extremely fun game in that sense. It just creates such a high-octane pressure cooker, basically, of shooter gameplay that is just often not matched, in my humble opinion. And again, Zero. Zero is the main reason Borderlands 2 is my favorite game. Raiding with Zero is just so fun. Mobbing with him is so fun. It's mainly he is the main reason this is my favorite game. I mean, I would still really like the game if Zero wasn't in it, but it definitely wouldn't be my favorite game. But yeah, there we go. We went ahead and took the Saturns out. Now, hopefully, we will win from this point. It would be tragic to die. So let's try to be very careful and not die and have to start all the way over. Which has happened to me before. I've died at the binary boss before. Let's go ahead and get our ammo back before we head on. Now, obviously, like I said, this is an extreme like meta setup, sham pleading, obviously. If you would like to see some less exploity builds like this, I have done 2 other Axton Peak runs. Like I said, I just feel he is a bit limited compared to Zero and Maya. But again, with meta setups, he can take on the Peak just fine. So once again, it looks like we're gonna have a Peak run where we don't keep any of the loot we find. Unless the binary boss drops us a good pearl. He does drop several good ones. The Sawbar, the Avenger, the Stalker. I can't remember off the top of my head which one he drops. Or which pearls he drops. Okay, this is gonna be a bit rough. Because you need to close distance to take this constructor out. But closing distance in this section is really dangerous. I'm just gonna try to spam shots from back here. This could be very, very bad. I think constructors also resist grenade damage. This is horrible. Oh god, I don't know what to do, honestly. Try to take him out. Okay, nice. Oh, maybe, can I just grenade him? No. I'm gonna run out of rocket shots. Shit. Maybe we can grenade him. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Almost got him. Almost got him. Let's peek opener him. This is very not good. Crap, I'm missing my shots. Alright, oh god, we gotta wait for our turrets. No, 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 no. I'm gonna swap over to the easy mode. Alright. Okay, we got a grenade back. How much of his health has he got back? Oh, is he dead? Oh, I think he's dead. Okay, oof. Alright, let's recover here. That could have been very bad. Alright, we're gonna get our ammo back. Alright, we got an enemy coming over here, though. Oh god, that didn't kill him, seriously? Alright, alright, he's done, he's done. Alright, got all of our ammo back. Let's swap over to the magic missile to regen our grenade ammo. Now I should be okay because they're gonna have to come through here and I can just keep hitting them with rockets. I thought about letting him down me, but that worked out. Where is this guy? Alright, there we go. Alright, on to the last section before the binary boss. Let's go claim our turret. I mean, honestly, when it comes to the conversation about whether loot, is locked behind raid bosses, if the best loot is, I think Borderlands 2 does a really good job of, you can get a ton of great loot without even touching the raid bosses, right? But then if you do want to engage with them, you can get great loot too. But yeah, you can make incredible builds without ever touching a raid boss. Sandhawk, Pimpernel, Unkempt Herald, Bee Shield, all that stuff you can get without ever touching a raid boss. Which is why I just think the game is much more forgiving than people make it out to be. Outside of the raid content again, but alright, our objective now is to not fuck this up, because we have almost beat it, and that would be tragic right now. Oh, let's go ahead and get the rest of my ammo back up first, actually. Got our ammo back up. But yeah, I do have all the videos on my channel divided into playlists. I have one playlist for It's Better Than You Think reviews. I have one playlist for Deadliest Weapons. I have one playlist for raid boss videos. I have one playlist for Digistruct Peak builds. And then I have one final playlist, which is for OP10 builds, but not on the Peak. I actually have one playlist for shorts as well, but right now I only have one short. Which views-wise, that short is doing good. Oh, I should not have done that. Let's go ahead and reclaim that. Views-wise, it's doing good, but it's also became my most disliked video pretty quickly. It's got like 15 dislikes, and the percentage is like 94% like to dislike ratio. So I don't know if people just tend to dislike shorts more, or if it was due to the video specifically. It was a raid boss, my Terramorphous world record speedrun. Maybe it pissed people off for some reason, who knows. All right, let's be careful again. Defense is the name of the game on the peak. Because again, death is just so punishing. You just don't want to have to die and start over. Oh wow, we got we got the easiest spawn there. Okay, so we're at the binary boss now, so as long as everything goes smoothly, we should be okay here. I will probably swap to a slag transfusion to get my health back up. Well, no. I'll keep the fastball equipped because I can just use the creamer to heal myself with it. And if we need to, we can swap over to the Logan's gun to regen ammo. Yeah, a lot of the pearls are better than people think, but they're not really as good as they should be for how hard they are to get, you know. I would say the Butcher, the Becca, the Stalker, and the Sawbar are all top tier. The Carnage with the vertical grip is also as well. Then the other ones are like kind of like average to below average. Or stuff like the Avenger is much better than people give it credit for, but yeah, again, just not as good as it should be. Alright, so let's just try to be safe. We'll just stick to this cover over here. By the way, make sure not to slag him until he fully spawns in. Because if you slag him before he does fully spawn in, you will slag lock him, which means he can't be slagged. I've actually done that on one of my Axton runs. So I'm going to have to regen my ammo because he's so far away, I'm not. So let's go ahead and do that while the turret is out. So I don't want to risk dying to that, you know, so. We'll just be safe. Again, safety is the name of the game on the peak because death is so punishing. I gotta make sure not to accidentally shoot myself with the launcher, too. Oh god, run. Run. Yeah, those sinking missiles are kind of scary. Oh god. Yeah, again, it's so tense because you just don't want to make it this far and die. Oh god. Alright, we almost got our turrets back so we can get them off our back a bit. Alright, there we go. Oh, is he shooting me? What the hell? Again, we gotta be careful not to down ourselves. Looks like those are going for the turrets. Alright, let's go ahead and get our ammo back up. Again, while the turret is out. And again, we can also swap to the peak opener if we need to. I think I'm just going to try to avoid him while my turret's down, because I just don't want to get downed, you know? Wait, can I hurt him just doing this, though, actually? Maybe I can just do that. But we're slowly killing him. Oh god, what was that? What the fuck? Okay, I don't know what that was. Oh god, oh god. I'm not sure actually how close these have to land to deal their damage. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Like, do they deal full damage if they land that far away? I don't really know. So I gotta be really careful when I don't have my turrets up. Again, I gotta be careful not to shoot a wall and kill myself. Almost got our turret back. Oh god. Oh! What is that? Come on. Yeah, he's taking very little damage from this. I'm not really sure why. I really expected this to do more damage. We're just slowly chipping away at him. Okay, well, some of those missed. That was my fault. Oh god. Get the health up, get the health up, get the health up, get the health up. Don't die, don't die, don't die. Yeah, we gotta be really, really careful. Do I actually have something else that might be better for damaging him? I actually don't know if I do. I mean, I could B-Hawk him. I want to avoid that if I can. Maybe the peak opener. I don't know. See again if we can get him aggroed down there. What is that thing that keeps like? Is that my turrets blowing up? Yeah, that's just very little damage. Surprisingly little damage. I don't know if he resists launcher damage or something. Ah, move, move, move. We almost got him, though. You just gotta be so careful, because it just sucks to make it here and die. Oh god, oh god. Oh god, that barely did any healing. This is horrible. Yeah, maybe he resists grenade damage too, I don't know. See right there, that could have been bad if I had fallen and hit that wall. Yeah, it's just, I can't believe how little damage this is doing. I mean, he's pretty tanky, but not this tanky. Again, I just gotta be really careful of those seeking attacks. Again, I don't know how far I have to actually be to deal damage to him. So yeah, we are just going to play it super safe. We're just going to wait for the turret. Okay. No! Oh god. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, oof. Alright, maybe we can get him this time. I've had a couple of very close calls. This shield is very weak when it can't absorb stuff, obviously. Very weak shield. Oh god, I almost shot that cactus and killed myself. Come on. Why is he so damn tanky? This is insane. We're so close. Oh god, the turret's dead, the turret's dead. Run away, run away, run away. No! I'm just gonna wait for the turret. I'm just, like I said, I'm gonna play it safe. Come on, come on, turret, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Alright, we should be able to finish him this time. Maybe I'm not landing all the projectiles. I mean, obviously like that, it's missing. But even when they all land there, it's not doing a ton. We should be able to finish them off with fastballs here. Surely to God. There we go. Okay. Let's see what pearl we got. Hopefully it's a good one. Avenger, but it's non-elemental. If it were elemental, I would be accepting of that. But yeah, it's not. So that does suck. Nice gearbox. He does drop a lot of good purples. Synergy, that's good, but again, non-elemental.
Now that's amazing.
Raquel, that's good, but I mean, not that version. Don't know about the torpedo. Yeah, I mean, that's just not rewarding enough. Like, I can do the peak skip. If you want to check out, like, my Melee Zero video, you can skip the entire peak, and that's how I farmed a ton of pearls. Yeah, we literally another run where we, not only did we get Dukino's mom with no minions, we got no good spawn, or we got no good loot either, so just insane, man. But yeah, like I said, I did want to go ahead and come here and do this, you know, really meta setup for the peak, and then, you know, a less cheesy setup for off the peak. And I think this will be my third Axton run on here. Again, I haven't done a run with him in a while. I might eventually do like another dual allegiance build or something, but it might be a while, but I don't know. We'll try these chests here. Hopefully we get something. You know what would be cool is if as you're progressing through Digistruct Peak, these chests give you loot from the level that you unlocked. But like say you're progressing and say you're on OP7 and you beat OP7 and now you unlock OP8, this gear will still be like OP7. So it would have been a lot better if it, you know, actually worked in that way. Now we did get Grenadier, that's good. Not the best version of it, but that is good. We got a Survivor Comm, that's good. Again, not the best version of it, but that's good. I think it can have Rising Shot. It can have another good skill, can't it? I can't think of it off the top of my head. Droog, but it's green slag. Yeah, man, that's just really unfortunate. All right, but yeah, guys, there is Explosive Trooper Axton. Very effective build, very versatile build. A build that does not really need to get critical hits, so it's very easy to just throw on and take on tough enemies and tricky to deal with enemies and stuff. As you can see, Peak Opener, Sword Explosion, Creamer, Big Boom Blaster, Fastball. Yeah, like I said, the Carnage would have worked well. You know, obviously lots of explosive weapons, the freaking Unkempt Herald, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, very, very effective build. Highly recommend checking it out. But I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing. Really appreciate the channel members. Extra special thanks to Legenwerdna, Evan, Cass, and Drake Solider for being Vrastus Slayers. Really appreciate the support, guys. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Stay safe, and be here next time.